Good afternoon from the Eyre Peninsula. I've finally got down to the Eyre Peninsula. I didn't mean to. Do you know the song? It goes a bit like this. I saw him in 1985 at the Melbourne Showgrounds. The one and only time he's been out. A bit like Bob Dylan, this bloke has been out multiple times to Australia. And many people who know me well say, have you gone to see him this time? Have you gone to see him that time? 1985, almost 40 years ago, I saw this bloke at the Melbourne Showgrounds and he played for hours, and I'm not kidding. The Brodsky Quartet was we're talking chamber music. Brodsky Quartet did a support act, and then this bloke came out with his band. And I reckon that was just about when he was starting to travel with and sing with Paddy Sciarfa. I think. I don't know, but I think. I honestly can't remember. It was 40 years ago, almost. This happened to me as I was driving across the top of the Eyre Peninsula today. And today, for some reason, I decided I'm going to switch the sat-nav off, I'm going to switch the social media off, I'm going to use my spidey senses, because I have driven up and down the east coast more times than I've had hot breakfasts, and I've driven over the road from, let's call it from Port Augusta to Perth and back. I've done that. This will be my third time on the way back. I can do this. It's a straight road. What do I need a sat nav for? I'll tell you why you need a sat nav. If you stop at Cyan Cutter and the coffee machine's broken and you get back in the car, in the van, and somehow, don't keep on going on the same road, but only realise when you get to a place called Lock, L-O-C-K, well, I don't remember coming through that. I would remember a place called Lock, and then you grab the map. Godverdomme, somewhere I've got the map. I've got the scroll map of the road from Adelaide to Perth. When you get to a place called Lock and you think, I've got to remember that, and you try and stop for a coffee, but everything's pretty much locked up and closed, and so you think, well, there was a deli back there that I know is open, but I'm already here, I'm going to keep going. That's okay, I'm going to head on to, where's the map? Oh my God, I've turned off, I'm heading south. I'm not heading east, I'm heading south. That, I just tipped my head back and laughed. That's okay. I've got some road signs saying go to C, and that's called Cleve. And if I go to Cleve, then I can just head back up through Whyalla for the very first time, and I can get back on track. The C was not Cleve. The C was Cummins. And by and by, I realised that, and I laughed, and I got to the Cummins Hotel. It's currently, I don't know, let's call it 4:09 plus 1:45. It's coming out to 6 p.m. in Cummins, South Australia. It's coming out to 6 p.m. It's still fully about a couple of hours before sunset. I'm in Cummins. I didn't expect to be. Oh, there's my map. Didn't expect to be, but here I am. Because people think that I'm being a bit of a wanker when I say that I go with where the wind goes, and I haven't done it because my coin, my Australia Day medal, a 1993 for achievement, Bill Quinn, is back underneath the television in the city of Mitcham in Adelaide. So I can't throw the coin. I just go where the wind blows me, or I go where, where I see a sign or whatever. Because I've got time. And I made some, not commitments, but I made some rough observations to my landlord and landlady about when I'd be back. And that was going to be tomorrow, Monday the 28th of September 2024. I'm going to not continue that sentence. I'm going to tell you a little story from 2021 when I took a from the same company, from Darwin, I took a Let's Go motorhome and I paid for it. This is a relocation, so cost is very minimal, very minimal. $1 a day. But back in 2021, I paid for a Let's Go motorhome and I took it from Darwin in around about let's call it September 2021, I think. Or August, no, let's call it August 2021. And I took it for 2 weeks. And I extended, and I extended, and I extended. And I went down to Ubuntua, I went back to Darwin, and I extended, and I extended. I stopped at Coolangatta, I stopped at Daly Waters, I stopped at so many places along the way. By the time I returned it to Darwin, it was fully 2 months later. I'm not going to do that with this one, because it's a relocation. I don't have that luxury. However, it's currently Sunday the 27th of September. I expect it to be back in Adelaide on Monday the 28th. I'm due to drop it back on Tuesday the 29th. All of that may happen. It may happen. If you want to see me get really edgy and upset, just use words like must, should, will, definitely, assume, presume, all of those words. Gilt-edged 6-star swear words for me. I could. I must not use the word may, will probably, if you can get some wiggle room into your vocabulary, if you can get some wiggle room into your outlook and into your view of life and how you act and react and how you live your life. If you're able to, sometimes you can't. I've got a friend of mine. The reason I'm on this leg and the return leg is I've got a friend in Wallula, Perth, Bicton. He's not got long for this life. I get it. I made some decisions. I acted on the best information that I had from his so-called friends, from his so-called associates, and from his so-called doctors, and I would like to put all of the people that I just mentioned on a boat and put it out to sea with unfavourable winds, because all of those people gave out wrong information. But I acted in good faith based on that information. My friend is definitely not long for this planet, and that's just the way it is. Much as my brother in 1998. Never mind the fact that he was told in 1995 he had 6 months to live. He left the planet in 1998. Much as my father in 2006, March, was told, well, that's not good, there's a bit of paper, see you later. And when I read the piece of paper I said, do you realise you've got an expiry date? And Dad said, what? What? And we fully expected in March 2006 that he'd have 2 more years, and Dad died on Saturday night, the 19th of August 2006. Just as Arsenal were kicking off against Aston Villa on the first day of the Premier League. That's when I got the news. So, you know, there are no guarantees in this life. I've just driven, by the time I get back to Adelaide, when I get back to Adelaide, I will have crisscrossed the country twice. It's about 6,000 k's one way. It's about 6,000 k's the other way, but I've done a bit of extra. I've gone from Port Augusta down to Adelaide and up again. So you can do the maths, you can do the Google Maps, I won't. From Cummins, South Australia, I will definitely see you when I'm looking at you. I'll definitely see you if I'm looking at you. I may see you if you're looking at me, but maybe not. It's Bill Quinn saying I'll see you at some point. I'll see you anon, which is shorthand for at some stage. Bye for now. Come on, mate, I've got 9 seconds. You got anything to say? He said, just hit the stop button.